Okay, today is Friday the 12th of December. I think I'm up just under 0.5% on the week. I think I've had one win and then just break evens. So obviously there's nothing wrong with ending the week like that, but it would be nice to have a nice setup today, right? Win or lose. So if you can see the last week of price action, close to 2 weeks actually, you can probably see why I've been getting stopped to break even a lot. And that is absolutely atrocious daily chart. The 4-hour doesn't even look much better. So coming into today, we've got these 4-hour equal highs up here. We've got relative equal lows down here. So we are kind of stuck in a range. Currently we are displacing from this hourly IRL, which leads me to believe we want this low here. Now we do have a 15-minute gap, so whether this gets inversed or not will be the decider, right? Obviously this candle will close when market opens in 5 minutes, so if that closes below, then my draw is going to be this low, and then once we take that low, I'll see how we react. But if we respect that, then I'll most likely want to see this high get ran, maybe form an SMT up here with this high, and then trade lower. These aren't equal highs, that's just a high. Are these relative equal highs? No, that was a sweep too. Okay, so there is LR up here, but there's no relative equal highs. We do have not a new day opening gap, but an opening gap from yesterday. So that could also be a target, right? If we kind of displace up from this 15-minute gap, kind of close above this hourly gap, I can look for longs towards that, as that obviously is very likely to want to get filled, right? So that is actually quite a strong draw. But like I said, it all determines on this gap, right? If we close below, I want to see us go here first, then go up to here. But if we respect it, then I imagine we'd want to, I'll see what we do after we sweep this high. But I'd imagine we do want to go and fill this gap, right, as it is unfilled. And it's obviously a huge volume imbalance. We must have had just like a small market closure yesterday. So yeah, that's my kind of game plan for today. See what this gap does. That'll be my kind of condition, whether I want to take shorts to this low, or I want to wait for that low to be taken, then take longs, or if we don't close below the gap and I want to just try and get in on, say, like a 5-minute continuation candle long. I mean, we've got this 5-minute gap we could possibly inverse and then look for a long off that. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'll come back when I decide on a good trade. Okay, so we closed below the 15-minute gap, come and took the low as expected. Currently we've got an SMT. So with this SMT holding, I'm going to take this 1-minute IFEG. There's no higher time frame ones. There's a 3-minute here. That could be a break even. But as long as we don't push up too high here, I will be taking this 1-minute IFEG long, and I'll let you know if we do get it. Okay, there we go. Got the inverse, didn't tap the 3 minutes, so I'm in it. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going break even at just before this high up here, just before that 5-minute gap. And then I'm going to be holding to this internal high in this gap. I really like this trade because we've got the 15-minute SMT. Obviously the sweep of the 15-minute low, a nice quick reaction through, displacement through the singular IFEG. Like I said, we've got a 3-minute up there, but we haven't tapped into it yet. And I don't think that should want to take us lower, as I am highly confident in the draw of higher. As like I said, most likely after taking this low, I'm going to want to see us come back up, go for these highs, and then want to actually fill the opening kind of volume imbalance that we got the other day. So there we are. This is my trade. We're in it, and let's see what happens. Okay, so just wanted to come on here and mention that obviously we tapped the 3-minute gap, and we've now tapped my break even, so I could go break even here. But I'm not doing it just due to honestly just high conviction, right? We've got the 5-minute up here that we'd at least want to tap, so that could actually be my break-even point. But like I say, I'm accepting the risk here. I'd already be out break-even, so obviously it wouldn't be a loss, wouldn't be a win, but I'm accepting the risk I've gone here. It's not much risk, $365 compared to how kind of high quality the setup looks to me, right? In my opinion, it looks really good. And obviously we don't have the most momentum, so like I say, stuff like this can happen, and we may you know what I mean, come back down to my entry. Like, for example, we're still respecting this order block, so there's no real reason that we should be going lower, right? Just because because we're just chopping is why we've hit my break-even point, if you know what I mean, not because we're reversing. So we'll hold this still and we'll see what happens. Like I say, brilliant trade in my opinion. There's the 5 minute. So this could be a good time to go break even, but I think I'm still going to wait and see how we react to tapping it. Okay, there we go. So since obviously we haven't closed yet, but since we're not just immediately dumping from it, I'm actually trailing my stop now to this internal low here, as this should not be taken, which will make me lose $30, which, as you know, is practically a break even, right? So but obviously just it's better to have it at that internal low than the break even, just because it's actually a protected low other than just a price level where I've entered. So now we're just going to hold till this high here. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I don't think it will happen, but if ES takes it first, then I'll close my trade there. But it looks like NQ is the more bullish at the moment. Hopefully we can inverse this 5 minute. Hopefully maybe even inverse this one. And yeah, like I said from the start, very happy with this trade. So let's see how it plays out. Okay, so there we go. That's me out of break even. We come up, inverse both 5 minutes, and then get a fucking 60-point candle that just dumps obviously some sort of news, but not anything on Forex Factory. Someone probably tweeted something. Really unfortunate. Do I still think we're going to come for these highs? Yes, absolutely. Should that have been a win? Probably, yeah. Could I have took my trade off at this 5 minute gap up here and got a 1-to-1? Yes, of course I could have, but you know, it's like this this high should just hit, right? Very weird day. I don't know if I'll try anything else today. I mean, it just makes no sense. Why would we inverse both the gaps and then, you know, do that? But I'll have to find out what happened there. There's obviously some sort of tweet or something. I'll stay on for a bit. There might be another good trade, but yeah, that was a brilliant trade and just unfortunate. But again, it comes down to it, right? Like if I, for example, just targeted a fixed 1-to-1, even with my stop all the way at this low, right? It does hit, and I feel like a lot of my trades would hit. And I don't think it's greed, right? Because me holding to this high is not greedy, right? I'm not saying, oh yeah, 1 minute inverse, we're going to come and run all these highs here. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the internal kind of high, this within the market maker model. But like, I don't know, if I switched to a 1-to-1, because obviously I actually had my stop loss a bit lower than here, so it would have definitely, I mean a bit higher, sorry, so it would have definitely hit a 1-to-1, but I feel like, I mean, especially the last week and this week, I'd probably have made like, you know, 2 to 3% risking just going for 1-to-ones compared to trying to go for like my kind of the targets that make sense, just going for like a fixed R 1-to-1. And obviously that 5 minute gap does make sense as a target, but how we kind of what we did does not make sense, right? Because why would we? So we inverse the 5 minute gap and then we dump towards an SMT kind of respected low, right? It's just, yeah, doesn't make much sense. But yeah, that's that trade. Great trade. Like I said, I cannot fault the trade. I'm very happy with, you know, the trade I took. Obviously, it appeared straight after market open, which is always nice. Very nice and quick reaction. Very nice trade. Ran nicely. Just didn't have the legs to get up to where we wanted. Okay, so we came down, re-swept the low, and now I'm eyeing this 3 minute long. The reason I like this is the same kind of idea that we're kind of sweeping this low. I know there isn't much of a kind of PD array to the left, but it's just kind of off this one here, this internal one. And obviously we're getting hopefully some displacement. We got a minute and a half till it closes. And then it's the same ideas that we kind of want this gap overall so that I can just catch a piece of that towards and just go for these same highs, because now obviously we do have a kind of relative equal high little LRLR run up there. So if we do get this entry, I will take it, and my break even will be this 1 minute gap up here. So let's see if we can hopefully get a decent close for the 3 minute, and let's take some longs. Okay, here we are. We are in it. My final trade for today. So we're risking just under 0.5%. Like I said, the break even of this 1 minute gap seems very nice to me, as it's the only other fair value gap in this leg on any time frame. Obviously higher than the 1 minute or higher than 30 second. And same thing, we're just going to be targeting up this high. I do feel we want it. I feel like if we wanted to go lower, we wouldn't reverse like this, you know. So obviously we have traded lower, but we didn't sweep anything. And like I said, we did inverse this 5 minute before we dumped, which makes me feel like it wasn't like a kind of reaction, tap a reaction, then a movement down. It was just kind of a movement down to resweep some liquidity and then to go higher. So we will see what happens if we get stopped or if we can hit our break even point and then possibly win. Okay, another one of them candles, 10 o'clock. There we are. I'm out there. Made an SMT. Interesting to see if maybe this will hold and we could have had a stop at this low. But for me, that was just not what I wanted to do. We shouldn't have come down that low anyway, realistically. Very unfortunate day. Came in with a great setup. Got very, very unlucky. And then this setup wasn't as good, all by being completely honest, but it still looked very, very nice. And then yeah, that's it. So we're down 400 on the day. So that's unfortunate. That puts me to about break even on the week, which is, you know, unfortunate, but it's just what it is, man. I mean, if price wants to be weird like this and not kind of make sense, then this is what's going to happen. I'm going to get lots and lots of break evens, and I'm also going to get losses, right? But not going to get many wins, because why would that happen? Anyway, that's today. We'll come back next week stronger. We're down just over 1% on the account, which is more than fine. Like I say, that's like one winning trade back to break even. This price action is just very, very disappointing. All right, so we'll come back next week.